Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video I will discuss how to use Power Automate in Power Virtual Agent. In my last series I have given you introduction about Power Virtual Agent and how we can simply design Power Virtual Agents using just configuration without any single line of code. I am Sanjay Prakash and I am a Microsoft certified trainer and I am giving training last 5 to 6 years. So without wasting time, let's start the video. So before starting the video, let's discuss some problem statement, right? Let's say the problem is customer wants to know the case status raised in Dynamics 365 using custom website without a real customer representative, right? For example, if there is a company and the company accepts incidents or cases from customers and they log their cases in Dynamics 365 customer service module, then anytime if the customer wants to know the status of the case, then he or she will always contact to a real person or some other channel that can provide the status of the case. Here we will discuss how Power Virtual Agent will solve this issue without presence of a real customer representative. The solution will be, we will use Power Virtual Agent to communicate with customer to capture case number, then call a Power Automate action which will connect Dynamics 365 instance to fetch case status, right? So in this movie we will discuss the concept of integration between Power Automate and Power Virtual Agent using 3 steps. The step 1 is we will design the Power Automate, and next step we will design Power Virtual Agent, then we will integrate both to achieve our need. First we will check what are the available cases are present, and we will also verify some of the statuses of some cases. If you can see that the highlighted case has a status called as on hold, so we can use that that case number to check the integration works fine or not. Then we will design Power Automate flow. While designing the Power Automate flow, we will follow the steps like we will choose a trigger as a Power Virtual Agent calls flow and declare input parameters, because we want to accept the flow. The Power Automate should accept a input parameter as case number from the Power Virtual Agent, and once the input has been accepted, we will store that in a variable as a input parameter in Power Automate itself. Then we will retrieve the list of Dynamics 365 case records with the case number filter. Then we will set a variable to store the case status, then return the variable to the Power Virtual Agent, right? The last step is we will integrate Power Automate with Power Virtual Agent. So first step we will do in Power Virtual Agent is configuring greetings topic, right? This is the start topic of every virtual agent, Power Virtual Agent. And once the greeting topic has been configured, we will add some messages to display the customer. Then we'll ask a question to accept case number, call action for Power Automate and pass input parameter, because there is a step we will use to call an action, and in the action we will use the Power Automate name, then we will pass the parameter, then the Power Automate will return some value that has been configured, then we will prompt the message with the status of the case that has been returned from Power Automate to the user, right? So the last step is to test the bot, right? So once the bot has been created, then we will have to test how it works. You can see here in the left side, when the user say hi, the bot says that if you have a case ID, please provide your case number or case ID. Then once the user gives a case number, then the bot says that your case status is on hold. It will take some time to resolve. So these things we can configure. So let's start the session. Okay, so first of all we have to log in office.com. and click on sign in. Once you click on sign in, you have to give the password of the username. I have a login information with me for Office subscription, so let me use that. Once I log in office.com, I will open Dynamics 365 to check a case status. So click on this app, Dynamics 365. Now here we will find an app called as Customer Service Hub, which is a unified interface model driven app. Here we can check what are the cases available in the system and what are the statuses available for those. If we click that cases, you can see we have 3 cases available here, and some are in progress and some are on hold. Okay, so we will keep it in mind because we will pass the case number as parameter from virtual agent to the Power Automate. So keep aside. Now we will open Power Automate, right? Because in Power Automate we have to design a flow to capture the input parameter as case number and read the status by connecting Dynamics 365. So first of all, we will create a solution. Click on solutions and then create a new solution by clicking the plus button. It may take some couple of seconds to reflect. So here we go, new solutions. Once I will click new solution, I can give the solution name here. What is the display name? Let's say Power Solution, and the name is automatically populated, and the publisher you can choose either CDS default publisher or default publisher for my instance. Now click on create. Once the solution is created, we will add a new flow into the solution, right? So click on this solution to open, and here I will click new button and choose flow. Flow is nothing but the Power Automate, which was called previously as Microsoft Flow, but now it is called as Power Automate. So once I have clicked flow, a new canvas window opened for me, which is from Power Automate, and here you can design the Power Automate, or previously called as flow. Let me give a name for this flow. Let's say the flow name or the Power Automate name will be getting status of case, right? So I have given a name. Now here I will choose the trigger, right? The trigger and connector will be Power Virtual Agent, because we are capturing some input data from Power Virtual Agent to Microsoft Power Automate. So click here and type Power Virtual Agent. You will find that there is a connector here. Click on this Power Virtual Agent. Then in the trigger you will find a option called as when Power Virtual Agents calls a flow, right? Choose this trigger, and here click on add input, because we want to capture the input from Power Virtual Agent in the flow. So click on it. So you can define whether it is a text parameter or boolean or number. As we want to pass the case number, so you can choose text, and here let me give a name of the input parameter as case number, right? This will be passed from the my virtual agent. Then I will add another step here, and I will capture the input parameter in a variable, right? For that I will use a variable and use a step called as, use an action called as set variable, initialize variable. So delete that. You can delete this step if you don't want. Then click on new step, again choose variable and choose initialize variable, because I want to initialize a variable taking the input parameter. Take a variable name called as case number, and it should be string and the value will be the input parameter that has been passed. So in the dynamic counter you will find all the necessary variables, input parameters. So click on this case number. So this is the parameter that has been passed from Power Virtual Agent, and we have captured here, right, case number. So the next is, once initialize variable is done, we will add a step to connect Dynamics 365, and once the connector is done, we will choose a list record action, so that we just want to read some list of records from Dynamics 365, right? And you have to choose the organization name here, which organization you want to connect, and you want to select which entity you want to read. I want to read cases here, so select case, and in the show advanced option you add a filter here like ticket number equal to, so this is the syntax of OData query. You can just give a apostrophe here, then choose the ticket number is the variable name, right? This is the case number, and here you have to end the apostrophe. Once it is done, we have to add another step here, because now we have a list that holds some record from Dynamics 365, which is from test record, right? Now you want to use a condition to take a loop here to apply each record, and in the output value we can choose the value here, which is nothing but a representation of list of items that will loop through. And once it will loop through, I will add another action here to get data, right, using the Dynamics 365 connector. Now here I will choose get data, get record. Now once I use get record, I will select the organization again the same way, and the entity name will be cases, and item identifier will be the unique identifier of the case record. If you go down in the dynamic list, you will find there is a case option, which is the unique identifier of the record, so that is assigned here. Now once the get record is done, what I will do, I will just set a variable with the case status, right? So click on this add action, and now choose a variable and choose an action called as set variable. Now here you have to choose the name of the variable. Let me use this case number only, and I just want to store the result in case number only, and it will be moved to Power Virtual Agent. Now the value, I just want to assign the status of the case, right? If you go down, or you can search here status, there you will find a status region label, right? Select the status region label. So once it is done in the for each condition, apply to each condition, I will add a step here to return the value, right? So now choose Power Virtual Agent as the connector, and here you will find the action called as return values to Power Virtual Agent. Click on this. Here you can assign the output parameter. The output parameter will be, let's say, the name of the output parameter is case status, and value I just want to assign the case number, because I have stored the status in case number variable in the last step, right, in this step. Okay, so I am done with my flow, so I will just save it. You can collapse all these steps and click on save. Now once it is saved, you can test it, right? You can just, once it is saved, you can just click on test. You can click on I will perform the trigger action, save and test. Here it will ask to provide the case number, right? Now copy the case number from here. So let the case record open, and we will copy the case number from the form. So if we go down, so this is the case number, just copy this. If I'll go here and give the case number here, just run the flow. Sometimes it will throw error, but not an issue. You just go here to check if you have given. You can see here the single quote is disappeared, so give another quote here, because in the condition, filter condition, the apostrophe which is placed in the end of the OData query sometimes disappears. So click on save again. Once it is done, again click on the pro checker. If there is an error, then try again testing this. Click on this save and test, and give the number here, and then run the flow. Okay, this is again throwing error. If it is still throwing error, we will do in another way. Okay, so let's keep it as it is. Now we will open Power Virtual Agent to connect. Click on this, go to here and type down PVA powervirtualagent.microsoft.com. Here we will design a bot, and we will call that Power Automate in a step. So click on this bot, click on new bot. So give a name, ask power, click the select the language as English, then environment you can choose anyone, then click on create. It will take some couple of seconds. So in the meantime, go to the flow. We'll just save and we'll go back. So here if you go down, you can see there is no run history, right? If you refresh this button, so once we will run this Power Automate from Power Virtual Agent, it will display us the run status. Okay, so here my Power Virtual Agent is created for me. Now I want to customize the greetings first. If you want to understand the introduction of bot creation, you can check my previous video. And now what I will do, I will just call Power Automate by asking a question here. So if you go down, let me delete some messages. And here, once some user gives a greetings call as hi, the bot will give a message that hello, please type your case number. Now once it is I will ask hello, I will just give hello. Then in another step I will add a question here, right? Ask a question, because the bot should ask a question to capture the case number. So the question will be, please type your case number. Once it is done, we have to select the identify, click on this entire user response, keep it in a variable. The variable will be case number, right? I just want to store this in a variable that is captured from the user. Then here I will click on call an action. Once I will click on call an action, I can see my Power Automate is displaying here getting status of case. Click here and you have to choose which input parameter you want to pass. So this case number is the local variable that we have captured from the user, and it will give case status as output. Now the bot should display the status to the user by giving a show message action. So it should give that hi, your case status is, and select this dynamic value and select case status. Now it is done. Now save it. Once you save it, it will work properly, right? Because the test bot which is displaying here will be refreshed after the canvas authoring is saved. Now you can see this is refreshed. Now if I will give a message here called as hi, now the bot will respond me hello. Then it will ask a question to provide the case number. You can see here it is asking please type your case number. I have copied the case number. I will just type down here and click next. Click send button. Let's see what happens. If the Power Automate will throw error, then it will give some error here. Otherwise it will, yeah, can you see? Your case status is on hold, right? Now it is working fine. Now if you will go here and click on this all run, then it will give you the status. Now it is succeeded, right? So our Power Automate is working fine. Now to double check, let me give another case status, case number, to check if it is working fine or not. So the second case number is case status is in progress. Let me give this case number. It should give me a status like in progress, right? I'll go here and again I will give hi. Again I will give the status, the case number, and it should give me a message that it is in progress. Right, so it is showing correctly. Now once it is done, you can publish it, right? Once you publish it, it will be displayed in your demo site or live site or any custom website you want to deploy. So this is my demo site that I have published. Here also I can check if it is working fine or not. The name of the bot is Ask Power. Now if I will type down this, it should give me the status of the cache. Yeah, here we go, it is showing in progress. So thank you for the time, thank you for your time. So in our next movie we will see some different topics of this Power Virtual Agent. Thank you. Cheers.